Thank you, ICP. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So this is going to be a brief lecture. You want to study exactly the things, okay? So when you hear ICT emphasize and talk about time-based setups, so this is so important in trading. Now this is NQ, which is also NAS 100. This is a 1 minute chart. Now these are the rules. Okay, I'm going to be brief. This is London session. This is ICT kill zone indicator. As you can see, when you're in London session, there are specific rules for London. You want to trade between 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock. By 5 o'clock, you should be done. As you can see, most of the trades move in London. Now, once you know that, you go and mark the 1 a.m. candle, the 2 a.m., 3 a.m., and the 4 a.m. Now, this is your window of opportunity from 2 from 2 from 2 to 3 o'clock, but you can go up to 4 o'clock. But this is your window of opportunity. Like what you were saying, if you're in rush hour, you don't want to rush, you don't want to go to work when there is no or whatever. So now look at this. Between 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, you want to be looking for your setups. Do not look for your setups when you're trading NQ before 2 o'clock. Well, if you want, you can look for your setups before 2 o'clock and you'll have a story to tell. I looked for setups between this and I lost a lot of money. So between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock, now wait for the sweep of the 1 a.m. lows. Once we sweep the 1 a.m. lows, you want to wait for a fair value gap. Don't enter. If you wait for another second fair value gap, wait for price to return to this gap and give you a reaction, then you can enter. Mark that. Between 2 o'clock, you wait for sweep of this is like the 2022 model sweep of sell side, 1 a.m. sell stops, market structure shift, fair value gap, long, target buy side. Now, if you enter a trade at 2, by 250, you should exit this trade because if you these trades moving in with an algorithm and it is time based. What do I mean? If a trade was activated at 2, take partials at 220. If or not take all of it and exit all at 250. If you do not exit at 250, the trade will retrace on you. Now at 250, you can look for another setup to go short because we have taken buy side. That will depend on you. You can look for multiple trades. Now at 3 o'clock, you do the same thing. If this trade did not activate at 2, it will activate at 250. If it didn't activate at 250, it will activate at 3 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, you're waiting for a sweep of liquidity. You're waiting for a fair value gap, a bullish candle with a fair value gap, and wait for retest. Do we bounce off from this gap? If yes, then you can enter that trade. And the next 3 candles should give you profits. If not, exit the trade. Now, if you look at trade at 3, what are the rules? Exit at 3 what? At 350. Take partials at 3 what? 20. Exit at 350. Or we target buy side. These are time-based rules. Now, one may say, we have taken 1 a.m. highs, we want to drop lower. 2 a.m., 3 a.m., we take the 1 a.m. highs. Now, this, when you look at this drop, there are fair value gaps without any retracement. This is manipulation. Price manipulates without retracing to fair value gaps rapidly. It takes out buyers. This was what held their stops here. Takes them out, rallies again, comes back and takes more out, and then the 4 o'clock hour distributes. You want to be done trading by 4. But you can still look for setups. If you don't get a setup at 4 o'clock. Look at this. We have a bullish candle with no fair value gap. Do not take this trade. If you are buying bullish candles with no fair value gaps, you're going to lose a lot of money. I have lost a lot of money. Wait for 420. If there is no setup at 420, wait for 450, 430. You keep moving like that. This, this is a 1 hour fair value gap. You want to have your key levels highlighted and wait for time. You have a bullish candle with a fair value gap, which notice the reaction, you can enter this trade. Now, those are specific rules for 9 for London session. You want to trade between 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock. The best trades occur between 3 o'clock for NQ. And this is the ICT silver blade. And the ICT says that if the trend is bullish, the silver blade hour will continue in that same direction. He said wait for a sweep of liquidity, wait for any fair value gap. Look at this. Any fair value gap. Once this is tested, the price is not coming back down. It is going to respect all the other fair value gaps until it has reached the drawn liquidity. Look at this gap. Look at this gap. So, time-based setups. Those are specific rules for London. Buy side is taken, sell side is taken. Where is buy side? Buy side is above the 1 hour highs and the 1 hour lows. Go to the 15 minutes time frame, look for 15 minutes highs and 15 minutes lows. Go to the 1 hour time frame, look for 1 hour highs and lows. Those are your targets, those are your take profits. If you don't have targets, exit at time. Now, let's go over to the New York session. What are the rules? Why don't you want to take setups before we go over to New York? Why don't you take setups before 2 o'clock? Look at what happened to me. There was a little bit over the charts. Because Friday closed and I'd lost all my profits. So today I kind of revenge traded, which is you don't have to do. But I literally traded a lot. I did not care about this account. So this is what happened. This is what happens when you trade before. I sold here, failed to hit take profit. Is it this one? Yes. Uh, Notice how we start trading at 2 o'clock, right where I was in the trade. I woke up so early. That is what you want to avoid. I was in trades right here at 2 o'clock, as you can see. So at 2 o'clock, I was selling. Price kept deceiving me. That's going lower. I kept adding to positions because I don't know even why. So because we don't take any liquidity, look at this. Took me out. Now I sold more. I sold. Took partials. Now again, in the same hour, but I was still buying. I don't know what was wrong with me. Now at 4. And then I sold more partials. Now notice how here I got stopped out. Here I did not get, I got stopped out here. But notice here, when I bought at 3 o'clock, ignore the time down here, but focus here. At 2 o'clock, I bought, I kept buying, I took partials, I kept buying, I took partials. All my trades went into profits. Then at this time at 350, so this was at 250, I told you take profits or exit all. I sold, I sold, I sold, I took partials, I took partials. Notice all these trades went into profits. Then again, I bought at 3 o'clock. So the chances of you being stopped out are less compared to the chances of your trades working out when you trade in that time window. That is why we want to trade in that time window. If we are wrong, even if we are right or we are wrong, we will make some money. Okay? Don't trade outside that session. No. So what do I mean? How do I approach the markets? I will look for 1 minute hourly windows. So from here, this is from 6 to 7. I know that New York is opening at 7. So I will look at from 6 to 7. Where is price? Where has it been? If at 7, where is price coming from? So from price has just taken out buy side here, and it has displaced lower. It has tried to come up and failed. Now I anticipate this to take buy side because we are moving from sell side to buy side. So I look at these hourly highs, and then price drops. I want to sell at 7 and I exit by 7, 10, 15, or when we reach my targets. Okay. Now we move to 7. I still mark the 7 AM highs and those. Coming to 7, if I have got a profitable trade during the hour of 7, I don't look for another trade in between. I wait for the next hour. Now the next hour opens. Where has 7, what has 7 AM done? It has taken liquidity. I expect this to continue and take buy side. I wait for the same signatures here. Bullish kind of level gap, wait for a reaction, then you can buy this trade. But do not trade during this 8 a.m. I'm just showing you how I approach and look for the setups. This is a setup I took today. This one I did not take. This is a setup I sold today for MNQ. So same thing. We are at 9. Ask myself, where have we been? Have we done? We have just taken buy side liquidity. Where is buy side? Buy side is all the way up here. Now the slows for second buy side. With this first lower, we've come, we are respecting the gap. When we broke below, I entered shorts and took partials here. Here, I was aiming for this level, but this one came and took me out at the trade no stop loss. Now, the rules for 9:30. 9:30 market open. There is a move which begins at 9:30 and it ends at 9:40. Not always, but most of the time. From 9:30 up to 9:40, there is a move which ends. Now, between 9:40 to 9:50, there is a move which starts at 9:40 and most times ends at 9:50. From 9:40 is right here up to 9:50. Exactly, this is where the move ended. So time-based setups means that if I enter the trade at 9:40, I exit at 9:50. Because I had finished making all my profits, I did not enter this trade. Now look at this wick and closure above. Wick and closure above. So this is a fair value gap. Treat this as a fair value gap. This is ICT's teaching. On any other day, if this kind of closed above this week, I would have entered long. But today I had done. I'd made my money, so I stopped trading. I let price run. Now when price ran like this, I expected it because we had been moving up since London this morning. I expect at least a retracement. Now when we had the news, the medium impact news, we displaced lower. You see this rejection? With no fair value gap, do not attempt to sell it. So I waited for displacement higher, but there was no chance of immediately retesting this gap. So this displacement shows me that this is manipulation, and anytime the market is going to drop, as we see market took out all the sellers, again started to displace higher. This is classic manipulation. I don't want to participate in these one-sided runs. They have tortured me and I have learned. So I say that if we retest this gap, we could go up to 2,500, but we failed. So we started to drop lower. Now I want you to notice all my setups. They are time-based. I enter trades at 2, mean at 10 minutes before and after a new hour. Treat this as a gap. Mathematics minutes longs, X buy side. This trade is similar. This was taken at 220. 220 breaks lower. So you look for trades at 220, 230. every 30 minutes? No. Actually, 10 minutes before and 10 minutes after the opening of the next hourly candle, 20 minutes into that hourly candle, 30 minutes, 50 minutes. Those are the key times to trade. I hope this helps you out, and I hope you can take something from this. If you want to improve, do exactly what I have done. Label the things where you would enter from. Annotate on your charts. Look at the times when the trade started moving and copy. Come to this place and take an image and save these screenshots. Save these screenshots, they will help you out. So the move at 9:40 ends at 9:50. So 9:50 can go on up to 10:10, but you do not want to sell until it is 10:50. So 10:50 is mostly the reversal macro. It will deceive around and chop around until 10:50. If you sold at 10:50, you know the drill. At 11:10, take profits 11:20. If it was a bullish day, we would sweep these lows and continue higher. Any questions, you can let me know in the comments. Thank you.